I would impress upon your minds the fact that if you want to do a man justice, you should believe what a man says himself rather than what people say he says. A man's own judgment should be the final appeal in all that relates to himself. The most successful men, in the end, are those whose success is the result of steady accretion. What this power is I cannot say. All I know is that it exists, and it becomes available only when a man is in that state of mind in which he knows exactly what he wants and is fully determined not to quit until he finds it. It is the man who carefully advances step by step, who is bound to succeed in the greatest degree. Don't keep forever on the public road, going only where others have gone. The inventor is a man who looks around upon the world and is not contented with things as they are. He wants to improve whatever he sees. He wants to benefit the world. He is haunted by an idea. The spirit of invention possesses him, seeking materialization. Leave the beaten track behind occasionally and dive into the woods. Every time you do, you will be certain to find something you have never seen before. Of course it will be a little thing, but do not ignore it. One discovery will lead to another, and before you know it, you will have something worth thinking about to occupy your mind, and really big discoveries are the result of thought. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work in hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Such a chimerical idea as telegraphing vocal sounds would indeed, to most minds, seem scarcely feasible enough to spend time in working over. I believe, however, that it is feasible and that I have got the key to the solution of the problem. It is not, of course, complete yet. But, some sentences were understood this afternoon. I feel that I have at last struck the solution of a great problem. Grand telegraphic discovery today, transmitted vocal sounds for the first time, with some further modification. I hope we may be enabled to distinguish the timbre of the sound. In this experiment, made on the 9th of October, 1876, actual conversation, backwards and forwards, upon the same line, and by the same instruments reciprocally used, was successfully carried on for the first time upon a real line of miles in length. The day is coming when telegraph wires will be laid onto houses just like water or gas, and friends converse with each other without leaving home. Ordinary people who know nothing of phonetics or elocution have difficulties in understanding slow speech composed of perfect sounds, while they have no difficulty in comprehending an imperfect gabble if only the accent and rhythm are natural. From my earliest childhood, my attention was specially directed to the subject of acoustics, and especially to the subject of speech, and I was urged by my father to study everything relating to these subjects, as they would have an important bearing upon what was to be my professional work. I have discovered that my interest in my dear pupil, Mabel, has ripened into a far deeper feeling than that of mere friendship. In fact, I know that I have learned to love her very sincerely. It is a neck-and-neck race between Mr. Gray and myself who shall complete our apparatus first. He has the advantage over me in being a practical electrician, but I have reason to believe that I am better acquainted with the phenomena of sound than he is, so that I have an advantage there. Morse conquered his electrical difficulties although he was only a painter, and I don't intend to give in either till all is completed. It is hardly an exaggeration to say that oral teachers and sign teachers found it difficult to sit down in the same room without quarreling, and there was intolerance upon both sides. To say oral method to a sign teacher was like waving a red flag in the face of a bull, and to say sign language to an oralist aroused the deepest resentment. Dumbness comes from the fact that a child is born deaf and that it consequently never learns how to articulate, for it is by the medium of hearing that such instruction is acquired. Can imagination picture what the future of this invention is to be? We may talk by light to any visible distance without any conduction wire. In general science, discoveries will be made by the photophone that are undreamed of just now. Another discovery which came out of my investigation was the fact that when a man gives his order to produce a definite result and stands by that order, it seems to have the effect of giving him what might be termed a second sight, which enables him to see right through ordinary problems.